If you want to find a real sense of beauty, of peace, of fulfillment in your life, you'll have to come to a point where you realize that you're not only a human, you're also the divine. You're a God in a human form. So what's holding us back from realizing this? Maybe it's the beliefs that God cannot exist, or that God exists separate from us, the religious beliefs, that God is somewhere else, up there, but it's right there within you already, but you're not opening to it because you have too many beliefs, conditionings. And so if you really inquire at the source of what it is to exist, you might find the divine. And when you actually see it, life is very different. Because suddenly you realize the intimate, natural, divine nature of life. And that can be very reassuring to know that it's divine deep down. We are a divine consciousness. And so the mistake is to search God outside of us. That's what you do if you're religious. Not everyone, but most people who are religious, they perceive God as a concept outside of themselves, when it's actually the very nature of your being. So when I say God, I don't mean what we think about when we think about God. I don't mean like a supreme entity that judges your life, and these are just stories, concepts. What I'm saying is that in the direct experience of what is my existence? What is my existence? What is existence? The divinity that you are can reveal itself. But it's not the divinity like a superior ego, like I am God walking on earth. No, it's the very simple and profound and very bright, luminous insight that everything is made of divine existence, divine consciousness. And so in the process of awakening and healing, it's always about not forgetting that we are both the human and the divine. If you only think that you're the human, you're stuck in the struggles, you're stuck in the hardships, and you only see that. You don't see the deeper reality, which is divine, peaceful, all-encompassing, and you lose yourself in the human. And on the other hand, if you're too much into God, you forget that you're also human, and so you bypass. That's the big trap. You bypass your humanity. You're too much into the divine, and you forget that you're also a human with your flaws, with your doubts, with your difficulties, maybe with your fears. And so it's having this dance of human and divine, having this dance. One foot in the divine, one foot in the human, and just embodying this. being aware of the two realities at the same time. That's not easy to do, because at first when you discover that life is divine, which might be your case if you're watching this video, you get like hypnotized by it, and you actually create a duality where you are not able to hold the two at the same time. It's like one time you're the human, one time you're the divine. One time you're the human, one time you're the divine. But here the suggestion in this video to guide you on your path, if you're there at this stage, is to be able to embrace the two at the same time and be both human and divine at the same time. It's just collapsing the concept. If you're connected to the divine, life is very, very different. Very different. In my own experience, it has completely transformed my life. It's so much more beautiful first. You see beauty everywhere. Because it's like the divine is filtering through the mind. Because it's like the divine is just taking over through your heart, through your core being, and it's just showing, radiating its beauty. And so you see beauty in people, in things, even in the trash, in the street. Even that is beautiful. And the reality is more clear. And everything is so much more, everything is so much less scary. Because realizing that you're the divine is very reassuring. Suddenly you realize that this world that you call the world is actually cannot impact you on a deeper level. This divine beingness that you are cannot be impacted by what's happening in the world, in your day-to-day life as a human. It's untouchable. And so living this reality of being the divine and the human is very freeing, because your life takes on a new taste where you are not bounded by the concepts about what life is, and you're in your direct experience of what life is. You see God through everyone. You see God in everything, and you see that it's just a movement of the universe. It's a play. There's no real danger, because even if the body dies, you're still the divine. It's okay. Being a human is just a dust in the grand scheme of things. And so in that sense, it's very reassuring. On the other hand, it can be scary, because you realize that you're not who you thought you were, and the mind can freak out. But in this process of awakening, it's about, reunifying these two, God and human, and being that, and live as that, with this insight, from that place of clarity. And maybe this is a calling for you. Maybe you're ready to hear this, that indeed you can be both, the two at the same time, and there's indeed a divine reality and a human reality, and both are intertwined. And maybe you feel called to this life, living this life, embodying the divine. And that's good. Then welcome to the channel. So yeah, this is just a message for you, to tell you that you might be ready to embrace this deeper existence. And if you're already there, maybe it's time to learn to be both at the same time, not lose yourself in one of them, in a way. Not being too identified with the human, but also not too much with God. Like you're the infinite in the finite, the bliss in the suffering. You're the immensity in the small. You're the immense beauty in what can be ugly sometimes. You're the supreme in what's very simple and ordinary. So try it out and let me know, where are you at in your life, and what do you need guidance on? It will be a pleasure to help you if you're looking for integrating this. That's all. Thank you.